Good evening and welcome everybody to the final game day of the eSports Masters League of Legends regular season. Tonight I shall once again and one last time for this be your humble host, and I will at some point be joined by Freshtana, who currently isn't there because he's got some technician over at his place, but he will be joining in as far as I know. He will be joining in later, as far as I know. Once all of that is sorted out, unfortunately, there's a really important thing that had to happen. But it's fine. We have Batana at our side, who will be doing a wonderful job of giving us at least the wonderful face of Freshtana. So we'll take the wins we can, of course. Last game day. This means quite a lot, actually, because this means that we are at the last leg of the journey for some of these teams. Maybe you're not too familiar with the format, or maybe you've already forgotten, or maybe I just want to play the format explanation video to make sure that we're all on the same page. So here comes the format explanation video to shed some light once again on what's going to happen in the next few days here at the eSports Masters. Greetings and welcome all to the eSports Masters Season 5. Spring comes in early this year as the competition prepares for quite a few changes. We're excited to dive into this season with our new lineup of games as we're traveling new tracks and bring back old gold. This year, teams are in the limelight of the eSports Masters, with League of Legends and Rocket League coming back from a more or less distant past, and with our newest edition, Valorant. For each game, everything starts with their qualifiers played in a Swiss tournament system, resulting in 12 teams for League of Legends and Valorant and 16 teams for Rocket League to lock in their spot for the regular season. This year, the competition will house more teams than ever before, and to accommodate that, we've decided to introduce 2 divisions. In each division, teams will face off in a double round-robin format over the course of 4 weeks, with set game days on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the first division. There, only the top teams will be paving their way towards playoffs and get a shot at the big finale later in the year, while the lower teams will tread shakier grounds as they will face the top 2 teams of the second division to defend their spot for the next season of the eSports Masters. All these teams will of course be competing to get their fair share of a total prize pool of €20,000. So sign up now on postesportsmasters.lu. You've heard it here, dear spectators. 3 teams for League of Legends going towards playoffs and 2 teams playing relegations here of the first division against the top 2 teams from the second division. If you just joined in, you might be wondering, well, which teams are currently affected by what? And maybe we can take a look at the first division leaderboards in order to see what's up in this division. Which is having its last game day today, of course. The top 3 teams are already set on their road towards playoffs. Those are Royal Family, which today is still unbeaten and might keep on going for tonight and go 10-0 throughout the split. We will see how that pans out. Vase eSports, who have been going really strong, especially in the second split, unfortunately taking a loss against Snooze eSports, where they formerly had won, but still going really strong. Snooze eSports might look a bit shaky compared to Stabil with their 5-4. However, the matter is simply settled because Stabil could at best tie out with Snooze eSports, both going like 5-5 for example, in which case we will be looking at the head-to-head where I believe both teams won once, in which case we will be looking at their most recent head-to-head, which was won by Snooze eSports on Tuesday, I believe. Which puts them, or I believe even last week, could very well be that that's the case, which puts them in a favorable spot for the 3rd position to go to playoffs. Stabil should be staying safe here at the 4th spot, which is also really good because that means they will not be playing relegation, unlike Red Lions and HitmonLi, who all they can do is fight for 5th or 6th spot at this point, which will determine against whom of the 2nd division they will be playing against. And maybe we can take a look at just that right now with their very own leaderboards, because their things have been going on as well, and things are about to come to closure very soon as well. First position are Rift Riders, followed up by Union des Ombres eSports. Those two candidates in a really good spot, it looks like, to go play relegations for first divisions, but some things are still unsure, because as you can see, the amount of games played is a bit sporadic. We have some teams which did play their 10 matches, like Revelate, Union des Ombres, Epic Scuttle Bros. However, Relion, Nocturnal and Rift Riders have not played every match yet, which means that Relion eSports might still have a shot if they win their 2 next matches of getting that 2nd spot versus Union des Ombres, which then would mean that we'll look at the head-to-head, which I unfortunately do not have in my head right now. But I believe it looks good for them in that case. Either way, things are on. Not everything is set in stone yet. It will be after today for first division, and it will be for second division once the last few games have been played. That, of course, is up to the teams. They're allowed to make their own schedules for that matter. And well, those matches still have to be played, of course. Now, maybe we can take a look at tonight's schedule in order to see who will be going up against whom and what is going on very soon. So, first off, we'll have HitmonLi going up against Royal Family eSports, which are still unbeaten. They have 2 matches ahead of them, playing the first one and the last one. On paper, the odds should be in their favors, but we're never far away from an upset, especially with how bloody their games have been in the second part of the split. Maybe, who knows, Stabilo or HitmonLi might be the ones to topple off the Kings in a last attempt here at the end of the seasons. Later on, we'll be taking a look at Red Alliance and Vase eSports. Red Alliance, which have been kind of this redemption arc in this second part of the split. They've been improving quite a lot, and maybe they could also take a win against Vase eSports. Of course, they still want to get as many wins as they can, purely for the honor, or maybe to get the better seeding for relegations. Third game of tonight will be the second for HitmonLi today, and they will be going up against Snooze eSports. And last but not least, I'll mention it again, Royal Family eSports will be going up against Stabil. But ahead of us, we have HitmonLi versus Royal Family, and I believe this should be a very interesting game, because HitmonLi has been full of surprises, I think is the thing you could say. You'd sometimes expect something from them, and then they kind of go against that expectations and can do something a bit crazy. And this is maybe the exact thing you need to go up against Royal Family, who have shown moments, small moments of weakness in their games, although they always were able to catch up to it. Well, without any further ado, I would say we'll head into game 1 of tonight, HitmonLi versus Royal Family. Here we go. Welcome all to the Summoner's Rift. HitmonLi on the blue side going up against Royal Family on the red side. Now, as you'll notice by now, and maybe you joined in just recently, for now I am alone for this cast. This means that you won't have the wonderful and just incredible insights that Fristana brings with himself. It's just plain old me going up for now, but Fristana should be joining in at some point for game 2, I believe he said. But I think we'll still have a great time, because HitmonLi against Royal Family to me means we'll have one hell of a bloody game. At least I hope so. And Royal Family definitely showed their intent to make it bloody right off the bat by looking for this aggression. Of course, nothing much happened here, but they still went for the move, and that means a lot to me. We have Dan on none other than his famous or infamous Draven pick, which always spurs quite a lot of fighting. We have also a Lee Sin on the sides of Royal Family, which should bring about quite a lot of action. So that's really nice to see. HitmonLi picks out the Brand jungle, which we haven't seen for a while here. It was played by Dam, namely, as well at the start of the season. So it's really cool to see. Lubu will also be going for the blue of Royal Family right off the bat without a leash. I have to see how that fares. However, I think Royal Family should be able to suss that out. They have a ward in the blue buff pit from HitmonLi. Seeing the bot lane here, they could assume that he is at their very own blue buff. We'll have to see how Valerian plays on that. Yeah, he's going for it right off the bat. Not gonna let himself be fooled by anything here. And yeah, so far so good in this game. Yeah, Axo immediately going for the aggression with the level 2 on his Gwen here. Procking. Oof. Beat all the stacks. Not enough to kill Yorgoans, but that puts him in a rough spot a bit. He's forced to back already, not even level 2. Axo is the type of player who can use this sort of early advantage quite well. Let's not forget that Axo is, overall, Royal Family is currently the top team here in First Division. Axo, one of the top players also. Not to be underestimated under any circumstance here. Gank on the mid lane against HitmonLi, who is already really low, but really safe as well. Who is able to put quite a lot of pressure on him. However, with that Yone, we have Lubu waiting here in the river brush as well. Yes. They go up against Hoops the Foover, and just around the corner is going to go in, put some damage, but they're so close to the turret. It could actually turn out to be a bit dangerous for Royal Family. Play with the fire here, Lubu getting really low, but surviving. For all this Yone being quite the threat already, just by playing very aggressively, and Valerian is looking for trouble here in the enemy jungle. Encounters Ognat, Ognum and Zerokil, who are coming in from the bot lane TP, or flashing from Lubu to secure that kill. HitmonLi also joins up and secures it for himself. With that, first blood goes to the mid lane player of HitmonLi. And this is absolutely what I wanted to see. I have a Royal Family who plays really aggressively, especially Valerian here, together with his own mid lane now. HitmonLi reacts really well to that. Very nice rotation from that bot lane, of course, to secure this kill. And that's what they need. They need to punish those ballsy moves from Royal Family if they want a chance to win this game. To be careful, however, Valerian just around the corner here on the bot side. And they are quite far into the lane. Lubu is not too far away at the Crux currently. It seems like they have sussed it out. Goes in onto the Seidokal, who flashes towards the turret. We have the Braum shield to protect him from Dan here. And with that, he survives. But things are already looking really spicy in this game. Valerian putting a lot of pressure around the map. Playing a bit behind in terms of CS, but not too much of an issue if he's able to get the kills or the pressure for his lanes. Bot lane looking really good right now for Royal Family. 18 CS advantage coming in for Dan on his Draven, which is huge. Now the other lanes on a more passive stance. Royal Family keeping the pressure up. Ooh, we do miss the solo bolo from Axo here against Yorgoans. Was quite far into the lane, but has been punished for that. It's quite unfortunate. The top lane of HitmonLi. Junglers around at mid lane right now. No further action being taken. Both jungle objectives on the top side and the bot side are up. Could be something of interest for the junglers, and seems like Valerian is going for the Void Grubs right now. Which is really good because you don't want to let the Brand get to them first, because he's going to clear them really fast. That's what we've seen up to now, especially in the first week where Brand junglers played quite a lot. and would clear the void traps super fast every single time. Taking initiative here is quite worth the while, I think. A second one going to Royal Family. Axo now with that solo kill on the top lane, getting the haunting guys. In his favor to start putting even more pressure on Yorick Owens, starting to build up a CS lead as well. Which could prove dangerous for the top lane of HitmonLi. There's a bit on the back foot here in this lane. So looking for the aggression where he can, however, to take him out of the zone. The ultis are dropped here, all out for Yorick Owens, but he is forced to fall back here because of this nice dodge on the final needles of Axo here. This could have proven deadly. So overall, this Gwen is looking really strong right now. Have to be careful. The bot lane, which is again getting really calm, but Dan is just taking the chance to properly farm, get those stacks on the passive here. You can see almost already at 200. And just putting a bunch of pressure on Zedokul and Ognat here. Having a rough time finding fun, but here we have the stun that lands and they are forced to fall back because Lubu is just around the corner, so we have to be careful. Both bot lane still level 5, but Dan decides to go all in onto Zedokul, puts a lot of damage, picks up the kill on the center players, and now it's Lubu who has to be careful because Shunrim with the CC could prove problematic. Out of mana, he still goes in for the damage against Ognat and almost kills him, but here comes Valerian to secure the kill onto the turret, I'm sure. Against Ognadoknum. He does not. Shunrim picks up the turret aggro, but they leave the kill for Dan, who is now going 3-0 and just stacked in so much gold from his passive. Within this situation, the gold lead for Royal Family just exploded to 3,000k gold. And to answer, yes, there is a schedule. We showed it slightly earlier during the opening show. We are in match 1 of tonight, HitmonLi versus Royal Family. We'll be seeing Red Lions versus Vase later tonight. Then again HitmonLi against Snooze, and last but not least Royal Family versus Stabil. And with that, regular season of League of Legends will come to a close. Things starting to look quite grim for HitmonLi. Yorick Owens tries to go for the aggression. He has to be careful, of course. Axel really strong right now. Goes for the ultimate all out. The damage is here, but is it enough? No! He tries. He dodges the needles. Lubu comes in to hopefully secure the kill on Axel, who is getting really low now. Goes in with the flash, and with that picks up the kill. That's the shutdown money going into him. So 1 for 1 here. HitmonLi on the back foot in this game, but not letting themselves be defeated too easily. Of course. Valerian taking the second jungle objective. Well done right now. Already so much more gold in the pocket. You can see both him and Zedokul have the serrated dirk, but he's just got one more Vamp Scepter and a whole BF Sword on top of it as well, and a dagger even. Can alone just keep enough pressure to let Shunrim be a bit by the side of Valerian to take that dragon. They're just... it's not even a tower dive. They're killing them between the two towers, but we have a TP coming in here from Yorick Owens, so this could prove dangerous. Zedokul starting to get really low. We have Yorick is here. He's not on the Yorick, of course. He's on the Cassante, but they're putting the damage out on Dan, who has to be careful. He's out of mana. He's got no spinning access right now. Taking the turret aggro. He's getting really low. That's the shutdown going to the center player of HitmonLi as Shunrim is forced to flash away. He is taking the escape and making his way back to the base. This is a problem for the top lane turret as Axo is taking the push, but HitmonLi TPing in from the mid lane on his Corki to defend the turret at least. And that's a very nice reaction from HitmonLi on not allowing themselves to be trampled upon. Yeah, Yes, and of course, Valerian going for the cross-map play still, taking the 6th Void Grub in favor of Royal Family, which could prove problematic, especially with Axo being so dominant on the top lane. They decide to take action as he gets under the turret. They expect the tower dive to go, but careful with the needles. TP coming in as well from Rukubzufu, and he should be able to pick them up here. HitmonLi tries to get away, but does not. Yoragowens comes just a tad bit too late, has to be careful. Looks like he's going for the defense maneuver here under the turret. He's got the ulti, but has to be careful because he is alone against 3 people. We have the light coming in from the Senna. He's super low under the turret, trying to navigate around it to not get simply killed. But it's not enough, and with that they pick up the kill against the Casante player and first turret on the top lane. In the meantime, on the bot lane, things are going down as well, as Dan and Shunram are not being defeated by the previous maneuver and just keep the pressure up. They'll be taking this tier 1 as well now and just furthering their lead with that. Now Axo rotating towards the middle lane, just push. Look how fast he's pushing this turret. He's dealing so much damage to it. Royal Family right now showing why they are the first on the leaderboards here. Without any doubt, 7k gold lead. Here you can see replay from the top lane situation. You can see they take the jump on Axo, but he's just so hard to kill already. The TP coming in from the back, they're throwing them back towards the turret. Actually beautiful synergy between the 2 players, and it's too late. The food is already there, finished them off. And that is quite unfortunate for HitmonLi here. We're just getting setback after setback. Waging the 2v1 on the bot lane against Seidokal and Ognan and dealing so much damage already to the Senna, but the kiting mechanics are definitely there. Survived so long, he's joined up by Valerian, but Lubu is just around the corner as well. Very nice Glacial Fissure in the last stand from Ogna. The Gnome Hoopstafu is taking on the 1v2 still. Has to be a bit more careful, has the Q loaded up, is looking for the securing the kill on the Seidokal. Get some damage out. In the meantime, on the middle, we can see that tier 1 is being taken down by a Dan, Shonrim and Axo. And Royal Family just does not leave any breathing room to HitmonLi in this game. As they're just moving around from one objective to the other, keeping the pressure and finally securing the kill on Seidokal here. Might have stayed played too long with the devil here. Have even the Rift Herald being taken by Royal Family as the objective bounties are jumping in for HitmonLi. We're at the 8k gold discrepancy in 14 minutes. 1 Drake, 1 Herald for Royal Family who are just right off the bat putting it down. They're keeping the momentum. They're actually increasing it even, I would say. They set it down, keep the push going, keep the pressure on. Let's see, Valerian's driving mechanics. Oh, they're a bit subpar. I'll allow myself to say that as he takes the wall here. They're looking to take the top lane turret with that. Seidokal gets the root out on Dan and is pushing him back here, using the heal for the speed boost with the ulti. Vice Flash coming in from Dan, who sweated a bit here, I believe. Did not expect the damage from this Senna to be still so high. Is able to survive the situation. We can see HitmonLi is not letting themselves be defeated just like that. You has to be careful here to not be caught. Shunrin, Axo and Valerian in the river, but Ogna is just around the corner. Should be getting the stun out, but Gwen is immune after all. Shunrin dies almost at the hands of Lubu. And Axo keeping 4 people busy. Lubu first to fall here. Now we have Rupusufu did join back with a TP. Almost stunned, but is able to get out with the E. HitmonLi picks up the first shutdown here, but the things turn around as Dan joins up in the fight. Is able to take a double kill. while Yorick dies at the hands of the only player of Royal Family. HitmonLi, lone survivor of his team right now, will not be able to do much to defend this tier 2 on the mid lane here. He has to be careful because one misstep and Dan is onto him. And Dan right now is an absolute monster. So is everybody actually on Royal Family's roster as things stand. But Dan especially on what I would say must be one of his favorite champions, the Draven, in 5-1. On the Yone also with a very, very good performance in 5-0. To just keep the pace going. Royal Family in a truly regal manner, absolutely controlling the hell out of this game. HitmonLi on their back foot. They are really left with no breathing room. The best they can do is to take the CS that they can get. Things are looking really rough. They'd have to turtle out for quite a long while. I mean, they do have the Senna with the on paper infinite scaling. They have Corki, which does quite well as well. Very long games. But the gap between them and Royal Family right now, 12,000 gold, which is essentially a whole item on every single player, is just overwhelming. They just keep the pressure up. There's no way. The stats are just against HitmonLi right now. Because they have really good vision game here around their base. Look, Axo can just take this turret. It doesn't matter that he's just taking the turret. He does whatever he wants right now. Going up for the tier 2. God, HitmonLi's got a Corki who can at least clear the waves. And I'm hearing some noises in the background here. And I believe that means that I am joined by Freshtan as the fight on the bot lane unleashes lots of damage falling onto Dan, who's juggling his axes around. But look at the damage on Lubu. They are able to pick up the shutdown, however, and the kill on Shonrim as well. But careful, Valerian just around the corner. Very nice dodge here from Sedokul. He could have gotten his own support in his very own face. HitmonLi now coming in onto the mid lane with Yorick Owens and the package to maybe kill Axo. Lots of damage falling on to the player here. Yorick is able even to survive this. And HitmonLi with the stand here looking really good. But careful, Hoops the Fool with the Fate Sealed just annihilates Sedokul out of the Summoner's Rift. Wolverine goes for the 1v1 against the enemy support. And Hoops the Fool picks up HitmonLi, and with that, Royal Family still stands proud with their crown on top of their head. Freshtada, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you. I'm sorry for being that late. Some private stuff in the background. I'm really sorry for that. Anyway, first what I thought that right when I joined the stream, maybe there was a comeback, but sadly no. And now even a solo bolo. So I guess Royal Fam is just better at the moment. I mean, 90 minutes with almost 15k gold. I mean, that's quite something.
Yeah, I mean they came into this game to make a final statement of look guys, it's because we said their games were so bloody. They were like, yeah, they're bloody, but look how bloody they are for the enemy teams if we want to, and they just keep on going here.
Yeah, and I mean, it just keeps going.
Albeit all that, you've got to give it to HitmonLi. They are doing some nice stands here, but the stats are currently just so much in Royal Family's pockets.
They have too much. I mean, just imagine that it's almost 19k gold lead after 20 minutes, so you can almost say 1k after each minute was the difference between those two teams, and they just want to finish it as quick as possible.
Yeah, they're not here to joke around, that's for sure. They have the TP coming into the enemy base, and they're just taking down the turrets. And now they're looking to pick up the last kills they can. Sharam has to be careful here. There's still so much damage coming out from Sodokul, but it's not enough, of course. With that, Royal Family gladly takes the first win of tonight.
Yeah, and a quick one too. 21 minutes. And in the end, there will no cam, by the way, for me. It's too much going on in real life right now. I'm sorry. But there's a wonderful picture, of course. So and you are of course have Loic, so that should be good enough for the stream today. I'm sorry. Anyway, I missed one of the more bloody games, definitely, and I mean, with what was maybe the biggest goal lead we ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, 19k seems like that. Maybe not the fastest game. I don't know if we had a faster game than 21 minutes, maybe, but it was definitely the one with the most gold advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the goal difference was just completely insane, and I would say it's quite the good irony, so to say, that this is the game that you missed out, because it's the kind of game where there was just so much fighting going on. At least I had things to say, so that was fine still.
Yeah, definitely. For a play-by-play caster, that was maybe the perfect game. Not much to analyze, but a lot of kills.
Yeah, so I guess things worked out as they should in the end, which is at least nice. But I would say we'll cut short the reunion here. Head into break to prepare for game 2. I have no news on the game. Of course, to give some context for those who don't know, we're still playing with the replays because Riot Spectate mode is yeah, I guess it is. It exists, you could say, I think, but it's not much outside of that, so yeah, we'll be going into a 15-minute break, I'm being told, and then we'll hope that we'll have some news on game 2, and after the break, I would say, for Stana, we can get back into the show and